SoundOff, Louisiana's premier television sports talk show, is on deck from the Caesars Sportsbook at Horseshoe Lake Charles. The three wise guys are mic'd up and ready. SoundOff begins now.
We have side-by-side big stories to cover, and we will do so SoundOff style. Welcome to the show from Caesars Sportsbook at Horseshoe Casino. Guidry, Cerro, and Hobbs right here. All right, program's first
literally
ever.
what, 10 minutes ago?
Literally.
Biggest win in McNeese basketball history.
Yes, indeed. First ever NCAA tournament win as they take down number 5 Clemson by 2.
We watched it right here.
And that other lead story, heavy reports that this could very well be Wade's tenure at McNeese coming to an end. But it's not his last game.
No, it's not.
They got Purdue on Saturday. All right, guys. We're going to get to the Will Wade story, but we got to first go with the game. Guys, there's so many interesting things about this. McNeese played well. Clemson didn't, but Clemson came back. What comes to my mind is rebounds and defense.
The rebounds just flabbergasted me. I mean, that was the one thing you knew McNeese couldn't do against those giants.
A bigger team, yeah.
But the key to the whole game, how much quicker was McNeese?
Speed to the hole. Speed kills,
I thought you were
Guidry.
speechless.
I'm blown away. When we had Coach Chambers on the show, he said we were going to do something we had never done before.
His ace up his sleeve.
And let me tell you, you saw it.
The matchup zone.
The matchup, and I mean, Clemson just by far could not keep up with McNeese. And one thing that we talked about, Rick, last week, we said they're going to have to rebound better. This is what it does for you, Rick, when you rebound.
Well, here's what assistant coach Brandon Chambers told us off the record and under the table. He said, don't say anything. We're going to come out with a 2-3 matchup zone, quickly shift to man to kind of discombobulate Clemson. And you heard it. Their coach said it disrupted them early. They got down by 20, 22
and you heard Will Wade say that they couldn't do it. They were going to have to make adjustments because Clemson would. I don't know what kind of, I'm not smart enough to know what kind of adjustments they made. I just know, man, for a team, what did they start off? 0 for 15?
0 for 15.
From 3-point range. But then the last 5 minutes, they couldn't miss one.
They couldn't. All right.
But it's so much to cover, Rick, and we talked about it on last week's show. We said they were going to have to shoot lights out. Rick, Scooter.
And they
didn't. Shot lights out, man.
No, they didn't. They did.
McNeese didn't shoot lights out.
When I say lights out, I'm talking about when you make those easy shots that normally you miss.
Right, all right. So
second half, I swore the rim was bent. McNeese had so many rim outs. And
second huge part of this game.
Yes.
In the Tuesday show, I'm going to ring the bell on myself. I said the bench. Brandon Murray, the senior, the old man.
High point man.
30-something points off the bench.
Big time. But Rick, if you
he averages 7 for the year per game.
What they did, Rick, his matchup, I don't know why the Clemson coach didn't change up. His matchup, it was a mismatch. The guy they had guarding him, Rick, and they went at him every time, Rick.
He was a man among boys.
Rick, he had a guy maybe 6'3" guarding
Murray
him.
was a man among boys.
Man.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it.
In the end, do you think it was more fun for McNeese fans to be holding their breath at the end or to have won by 20?
They were up by 22, Scooter.
24, I think.
22, 24.
Wow.
And give Clemson credit. They stayed with it. They cut it to 10. They cut it to 8. They cut it to 6. McNeese free throws. I've been saying it all year long. Late in the game, you got to hit those threes. And it almost bit him in the butt, Scooter.
You got to hit him.
Garcia had that 1 out of 2.
He did.
That was
and
critical.
Garcia normally doesn't miss when he comes at the line, man. But like we had talked about, Scooter, the technical, if you can walk away with all 4 of those,
that was
if you can walk away with all 4 of those,
swing there.
Man, you're doing really
good. Yeah, but they only made 2 of the 4.
I know, but it fouled out the big guy.
Well,
they did.
That's true.
The 6'11".
By that point, they were shooting threes anyway.
Yeah. Oh my! This was Copeland, Quadir Copeland.
Yeah.
He's a little wild.
He is.
But boy, when he goes to the rim with violence like Will Wade wants him
he
to,
goes. Let me tell you, Rick, he goes.
he is a factor and a force.
Unbelievable, Rick, man. That was just
He again had well over his average scoring wise. The radical to hold Clemson to 1, maybe 2 shots. I was mystified. The rebounds, it wasn't a huge disparity, but I think McNeese got key rebounds in key spots.
You're right. But Rick,
you kept saying that it was at least 10. At one point, I know it was.
Which is a pretty good margin.
That's a good, particularly.
But it's seen more than that.
Particularly when the other team is twice as tall.
I agree. 6'10", 6'11".
But man, the quickness McNeese show. And, we talked about missing free throws.
Yeah.
Had to hold your breath every time they inbounded the last 10 minutes,
well, they had no timeouts, too. Yeah, they had no timeouts.
Well, they used them all.
They used them all. That's what I'm saying.
That pressure, Rick, before Saturday, they're going to have to look at this and work on this. Because I'm pretty sure Purdue is looking at, when they pressured them, it caused
Well, that's the next matchup. Saturday is McNeese and Purdue. The Cowboys are off to the second round of the NCAA tournament.
Let's have a look from Tuesday's show. Everybody who picked McNeese to win, raise your hand.
Can you hear the bell? All right. I didn't think they could beat Clemson. I thought they would lose by single digits.
Yes.
I give them all the credit in the world. I give the team credit for putting the noise of the reports that Will Wade is headed to North Carolina State next season.
Yeah.
The focus, as he said it after the game, all year long, we've been focused on what we do. And they did it. Another shout out, Christian Shoemate, aggressive.
I love watching him play.
From first, second, from tip.
You knew
Aggressive.
he had to be that way against these guys, size-wise.
Had to.
We had to come at him. But Rick, let me just say this: when you talked about all the noise of Coach Will Wade and all this stuff, would that have an effect on these guys? Did you see the urgency of how they came out and played defense?
Yes.
Let's call it defense won that game.
Well, rebounding defense really,
won
because
that game, Rick.
McNeese's three-point shot really wasn't a factor in this game. Murray had a big one. Parker had a couple. That's it. Richards had none.
I only remember 2.
I think they maybe hit 3. Parker hit maybe
was
3,
lights out.
but Richards hit none.
Lights out defense.
So you're right, that matchup from a zone to 2-3, 1-3-1, I'm getting in the weeds here, but the focus and the aggressiveness by Shoemate and all across, and I don't think anybody fouled out.
No,
Shoemate came close with 4.
He came close, but he didn't foul out though.
No.
Wow.
Clemson, 69-67. They're down by 22-24. Give them credit.
No
But
doubt.
McNeese withstood the comeback.
Yeah.
They kept them at bay.
They hung on for dear life.
Yeah.
They
They did.
You don't,
Scooter, they did, man.
you don't argue with the
Let me tell you, they did.
aesthetics of the end of it.
No, all right.
off
Well, let's
something
hit
like
this
that.
break. When we come back, we're going to talk about the impact of this win, look ahead to Purdue. We'll get into the national reports of Will Wade headed to the Wolfpack State of North Carolina. We'll do that and more when SoundOff continues from Caesars Sportsbook. Stay right here.
There's nothing better than a game. A great tasting Miller Lite.
It's less filling than Miller Lite.
Tastes great.
Never understood this argument. Let it be both. Miller and Miller. I like it.
What's bugging you?
Is it roaches? They're the first pest you think of for indoor bugs and a health threat. At J&J, we offer weapons to eliminate and prevent infestation of your home or business. Let us take care of what's bugging you. Contact us today for a free inspection.
When you can't rely on technology, you can rely on Mountain Cold Refreshment.
Dave's back on.
Coors Light. Choose chill.
All right, welcome back to Caesars Sportsbook. Horseshoe Lake Charles. Excuse me. It's been one of those days with this NCAA tournament. Look, here, Caesars Sportsbook. We enjoyed the game here. This is the place to be for March Madness. I mean, great food and drink from Brews Brothers. You've got this massive wall of monitors and televisions with every network.
Some TV there.
You can, they'll give you upwards to 6 or 8 games.
It was a good place.
I mean, your eyes are going all over the place.
You can.
This is the place to be. You got Caesars Sportsbook, the icon of sports betting. You can do all that action and then, of course, watch all the games and the like, too. Right down here at Horseshoe Lake Charles. All right, let's get back on the impact of this game. Will Wade, after the win over Clemson, what did he say? it transforms this university.
Rick, no
now,
doubt.
that might be a little overboard, but from an athletic standpoint, I can't argue that.
No, Rick.
Put it this way.
I can't argue against
Put it this way. I mean, everybody in Lake Charles knew McNeese was good in basketball. Guess what? Tonight, Thursday night, McNeese is going to be the story.
Yes.
All Sports Center, all night
You're
long.
right, Scooter.
Yeah.
I
Right
mean,
now, they're the biggest
I mean,
upset.
there may be another upset,
Yeah.
but McNeese will have more Sports Center time tonight, Thursday night, than they have had.
And from a branding and all that attention, awareness, you can't buy that kind of stuff. All right, Kevin, 3 trips over the history of this program, half century or whatever. 0-3.
4 now.
4 now. They go to Providence on the road as a 12 against a number 5, an ACC team. Clemson didn't look like a great ACC team.
They didn't, Rick, to be honest.
They didn't, but their record in seeding,
some of the people they beat throughout the year. Duke was one of them.
Yeah.
I'm just blown away.
This is huge.
You know, a lot of times we talk about sometimes coaching can get you a win and it can help. Rick, how big a factor, Scooter? How big a factor do you think Will Wade played strategically his strategy
the tactics,
in this game?
He and the staff, their tactics, their approach, their strategy,
built
that big 20 to 22
no
point
doubt,
lead. It built
because
the
Rick, when
lead.
you're looking at a 5 and a 12, you're saying to yourself,
I didn't think they could do it.
Okay.
I didn't think they could do it. I really thought Clemson would, the size would overpower.
I didn't think they would ever be ahead by 24.
I didn't think that. That really, the cushion. And Wade said that after the game. We built the cushion because he knew Clemson would claw back, and they did. But the cushion was just too big.
It was too big for them to
Oh,
come
but
back
it was
on,
close,
Rick.
guys.
2 points, Rick. 2 points, man. At the very end.
I was running around. What did they hit? Like 10 straight threes at the end? I mean,
some of them from the scorer's table.
It was crazy. All right, like we said, the side-by-side lead story, the Cowboys beating the Tigers of Clemson. Now all the speculation and the reports that Will Wade has reached an agreement but not finalized as of late in the week to become the head coach of North Carolina State. This is not a shocker. If it happens, and I think it will, it's not a surprise. He was going to go to a Power 4 team.
He was open with administration and his players.
Very much so.
It sure the hell didn't look like a distraction.
No.
And we'll see. Let it play out.
Yeah.
Everybody just enjoy this tonight and be back in front of the tube Saturday, and then you can talk about that.
We'll enjoy it for 10 seconds, but no, we've got to talk about this.
No, I didn't mean us.
Oh, okay, you're right. Celebrate away.
All
right.
No, you're right.
Will Wade promised Heath Schroyer when he signed the extension with, by the way, it was a 5-year extension, $700,000, $1 million buyout. North Carolina State, anybody will handle that to get the elite coaching of a Will Wade. He promised him 2 years. I think, I told you off camera, we're old media guys. When there's a lot of smoke with reputable reports, I think, again, unless some kind of snag comes up, I think he's going to be wearing red of Wolfpack.
Well, I don't know that he will be at McNeese next year. I certainly don't know that. I don't think that's a done deal yet. And that's just...
I think it is.
I'm just
gonna say. What else, Kevin? What else can he do? Now he's won an NCAA tournament game. What else can he do at McNeese?
Oh,
he's done all he
with
can
you
do.
on that, but I'm going back to what Scooter was saying. I don't know if it's a done deal. I mean, there are a lot of resources
I think it's a
out
done
there
deal
for Wade, and I mean, clearly we know he may not be back at McNeese unless something really
if he's
comes out of the woodwork. You know,
if he's not, he went out with a bang.
Yeah, but
exactly.
Just to look at it, this has never been done in school histoy with basketball.
I know.
Come on.
And
Will
I don't
Wade
think
goes down in
anybody,
history,
I hope
man.
I'm wrong, whoever
He goes
ends
down
up
in
taking
history.
Will Wade's place, I don't think anybody can duplicate the run he's had in 2 years.
Not
I mean,
in
that
2
is
years,
just
Rick.
magical.
You win a Southern Conference back-to-back?
Twice?
Come on,
now
man.
an NCAA tournament
Come on.
game, and now he's in round
You
two
can't
to
match
take
that.
on Purdue
No,
on
you
Saturday.
can't.
Look, he's 42 years old.
Can't match that.
2 years at McNeese. He's done everything. He's broken every record. For him, a third year, what does he get out of it? You got to strike while that iron is
And
really
you're right
hot.
there.
Man, it's hot.
You're right there.
It's really scorching hot.
He'll never be hotter. The only question is the perfect fit job for him there?
Right.
Is that NC State? I don't know. We'll see.
I agree.
It's the third wheel in the state of North Carolina. It's Duke, North Carolina, Duke, and then it's NC State. And I'm a big lover of NC State since the Jim Valvano days. I've loved the program, but again, is it enough for Will Wade? Apparently it is, Scooter. It's ACC. It's ACC.
Maybe Will Wade knows something we don't know. I'll go back and
like
say,
what?
Look what the portal has done for McNeese.
Yes.
If you get somebody that can get a good coach, that can bring in the right players, Rick, who you're not going to be able to compete with? Think about that.
Yeah, and he might he looked at McNeese as saying,
look at what happened today.
Exactly. He's looked at McNeese and said, I just got to win 2 games on my home court to get to the tournament.
Yeah.
That's what drew him to this, because the tournament is here, at the Legacy Center.
Years.
He's looking at North Carolina State thinking, Duke is Duke. I think I can inch up to North Carolina. I can be right behind Duke. He might see some weakness there.
Let me just say this. The team they beat tonight, beat Duke.
I know. So he's thinking, I can make some waves at North Carolina State and then maybe parlay that on to a bigger
how it
advantage.
plays out. If that's how it plays out.
I think, look, I don't know this. I think some dominoes fell for him. When Indiana hired the West Virginia coach and Chris Beard stayed at Ole Miss, and Texas, this rumors that Texas job was going to open up.
But they lost in the play-in game.
They did.
That could change.
It could.
You're right,
could.
They did.
They might. Can the Horns slip in on this?
I don't know.
I think it's a done deal that Wade is going to go to North Carolina State. For Cowboy fans, don't lash out at Will Wade. Don't lash out at Will Wade.
They know the fun times in that Legacy Center for them to even think about doing that.
The records and 2-point win over Clemson in the first round of the NCAA tournament. That's a bell ringer.
Yes, it
All
is.
right, pre-recorded interview with AD Heath Schroyer is coming up. We have different clothes, by the way.
Yeah.
It's got some interesting comments. That's coming up when SoundOff continues from Caesar Sportsbook.
What's bugging you?
Is it ants? They're crazy, tiny, irritating pests outside trying to get in. At J&J, we offer weapons to locate, eliminate, and prevent their entering your home or business. Let us take care of what's bugging you. Contact us today for a free inspection.
There's nothing better than a game and great tasting Miller Lite.
It's less filling than Miller Lite.
Tastes great.
Never understood this argument. Let it be both. Miller and Miller. I like it.
All right, welcome back to SoundOff, coming to you from Caesar Sportsbook, Horseshoe Lake Charles. Back in the fourth chair, McNeese Athletic Director, that would be Heath Schroyer.
Yes.
You'll notice we're in clothes from earlier in the week. Well, that's because our production is being done prior to the game.
My washing machine broke.
Yeah, that's right, McNeese and Clemson. But
Yeah.
we wanted to continue our conversation, a deep dive in some other subjects with Heath Schroyer. Now that we got you kind of chained into the fourth chair.
Love it.
Let's go back to basketball. And I know this is hard, but that's why we call it the hot seat, the fourth chair, okay?
Yeah.
We talked earlier in the week about the Will Wade question of will he stay, will he go? Only he can answer that in regards to what is out there and what is offered and his family and that whole thing. But here's what I'm wondering. You're a smart guy. You got to be thinking scenarios. If he leaves, and I think it's 60-40, he's going to get a job offer this time around. I hope it's 20%.
He got job offers last year too.
Yeah.
But it's okay. Go ahead. I got you.
Yeah.
Will you look within first? We had him on the show, Brandon Chambers, Vernon Hamilton. Will you look within the staff before you do a national search, or will you just go, if indeed the job opens up?
I mean, I look at everybody. I mean, I evaluate people every single day. You know, I love the way that we play. You know, I love that. You know, obviously, Coach Wade has the biggest part in how we play and our recruiting.
Yeah.
But, you know, how the philosophy and how we play, I think it's proven that it's been very successful in this conference. But, you know, look, it's a very, very coveted job, and you know, we'll see what happens. And right now, I know it's before the game, but like right now, this is a great time of year, and we're concentrating on the NCAA tournament. And I'm sure after that, Coach and I, you know, whenever, if it's next week, next month, next year, 2 years, who knows?
Yeah. Roll with the flow. There you go.
Where does football stand? I know we talk about the Will Wade buzz. He hadn't even coached a game this second time, but there's a Matt Viator buzz too.
No doubt about it.
Because everybody knows him.
Hey, look, we live in Southwest Louisiana. I mean, football's king, and I think Coach Viator. It's so nice to have him back. I walked out and watched practice, and I literally went to midfield and I shook his hand and I said thank you. I'm not going to sit here and tell you I know everything about football, but I know what a practice is supposed to look like. I know what teaching looks like. I know what discipline looks like, accountability and attention to detail. And I could not be more excited to have Coach Viator back. Yeah. I think that this is, I said a year ago, there's a 3 to 5 year window here where McNeese Athletics, I think, can accomplish unbelievable things. And we're in the middle of it. Coach Viator's a big part of it.
Look, I want to go back to what you had asked earlier about Will Wade saying when and if it happens or whatever. And you asked Heath, when you get people to apply for it, hell, everybody in the Southern Conference is going to apply for this job. Wouldn't you?
I'm going to apply too.
Wouldn't you? So
I got your point. You get a ringer on that one.
Thank you, sir. Coach, I guess football for a few years now, it's kind of been, we've been waiting. It's coming.
Yeah.
When is it going to happen? Is it this year? Is it next year? The thing with me with Matt, I can see consistency. To me, that's what I think is going to be something that's going to get this train back on the tracks. Because the wheels about fell off, man. I love McNeese football, but the wheels about fell off. Sometimes I get a little bit upset with my Tigers too now. But Matt Viator, I think it's the guy that's going to put the train back on the track, and people are going to see what it looks like to see Cowboy football again in the hole, because it's been gone for a while.
Oh, it's been gone for a long time, and we needed to get back to the standard, and and Coach Viator was actually the one who really truly created the standard.
Yeah, you're right.
And I'm really excited. I completely agree with you, Kevin. The thing that you're going to see is we're never going to not be prepared.
Yeah.
We're going to maximize our talent, and there's a plan. When I sat down with Coach V, the biggest thing that I took away from those couple times that we met was there's a plan. There's a plan in the weight room. There's a plan with meals. There's a plan in the defensive back room. There is no stone uncovered.
Well, I will say this. Matt Viator might be the most organized guy I have ever met.
Yeah, you're right about that.
And let me just jump to him for a minute. Rick, you and I always joke sometimes about with the stretch of games throughout the season, you've got to give the coach 2 or 3 games that he's got to win himself.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Just right here.
I feel strongly about good coaching.
Just right here. And I think with Matt, that gives you a chance to say, I'm going to win 2 or 3 games just right here.
Yeah,
that's right.
Maybe. Heath Schroyer in the 4th chair, McNeese Athletic Director. Let's stay on the Southland Conference. In particular, football. Rio Grande joins football next year. Chris Grant was on our show. I believe we got into it because we did like 20 minutes with the commissioner. Expansion. I think he's got a little trepidation on expand. Where do you fall on that? And let me throw is Tarleton, or could Tarleton State be the one to fall and join this league? Would you support that?
I don't think there's any appetite in the president's room or the commissioner's room or the AD's room to be honest, to expand. And the reason is for what? I mean, at the end of the day, in a basketball, we're one big league. And why split the pie by another piece or two?
That makes sense, right?
From a football standpoint, I don't know if it really does anything for us from a football standpoint. Right now, we have an even schedule. There's not an appetite for it. I do not look for our league to expand anytime soon.
I just think Tarleton is geographically is the pick.
Tarleton would have been a better pick than some they have.
Good point. Okay, there you go.
Sure.
Just me.
Look, they have a great program.
No, good point.
Dr. Hurley does the president does an unbelievable
Good
job.
facilities.
They are.
But at the end of the day, what is the real purpose here?
All right. Okay. I'll leave it open for you. Do you want me to set you up?
I will say this too. Here's the other thing I will say on this note. I was in the room when Sam Houston was in there, and Abilene Christian, or whatever, and the room. To say it was awful is a nice compliment.
Wow.
I mean, it was awful.
Contentious, to say the least.
You get too big, people will eventually cannibalize themselves.
Yeah.
And
Well, I'm in
and
your
we're going to be back
corner
to
on
where we
getting
were
too
again.
big.
Yeah.
Valid.
Right.
Okay, valid.
Yeah.
Baseball.
Makes sense, though.
That's
Justin
good
Hill.
so far.
That's going great. I'm really excited. I mean, Coach Hill is, I mean, just a man of consistency. I think we're off to a great start. We got great pitching. Really, I mean, we had a huge series win against Lamar, and we would have swept them if it wasn't for.
And you swept UL Lafayette.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
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 What did I tell you before? I said last year we were in a 3 to 5 year window for McNeese Athletics to truly accomplish some great things, and I think we're and the proof's in the pudding.
Well, but this Cowboy baseball team has just come out of, not out of nowhere, but damn near out of
I was
nowhere.
expecting them to be good.
Well, they're picked third in preseason, but this is their best start in like 31 years.
Yeah.
So they're set.
31 years?
31 years. Best start. All right, Coach, we appreciate you coming in.
Anytime, guys.
Busy
Thank
week,
you.
of course,
Always.
with the tournament. We
Always.
hope the Cowboys beat those Tigers.
Yes.
The
Yes.
other Tigers, right?
Yes,
The other
I-
Tigers for Clemson.
I'm with you on that, Rick.
We're coming back with round 4 of the show. Stay right there.
Coors Banquet, the same brewing tradition since 1873. When you're the favorite beer of rock stars and cowboys, you don't compromise. That's our legacy. What do you want to go down in history for? Start your legacy. Coors Banquet. What's bugging you?
Is it termites? The season is now and they are swarming. At J&J Exterminating, we offer some very effective weapons against infestation of your home or business. Let us take care of what's bugging you. Don't wait. Contact us now for a free inspection.
J&J has protected Louisiana homes and businesses for over 60 years.
Call him today, make the pests go away. J&J Exterminating. Yeah.
We're back at Caesars Sportsbook, the place to be for March Madness.
It was the place
69-67.
on this Thursday.
Oh my gosh, it was
for
crazy.
sure.
69-67, McNeese, historic win over Clemson in round 1 of the NCAA. That was Thursday. Saturday, they move on to Purdue. I don't know anything about Purdue. They're good in the Big Ten.
It seemed like for most of the year, they were the best team in the Big Ten. I don't think that was true at the end of the year.
Yeah.
But at one point, they were.
Kevin, can they wear some slippers as Cinderella? Can they get by and go to the Sweet 16?
I think Wade's trying to make a statement.
He's already made a statement.
Oh, but I think he's trying to make a bigger statement now because they know what they can do.
I raised my hand last week, but not this.
There you go.
I'm not going to push it.
Please, between now and Saturday in Providence, practice the free throws.
Yeah.
Practice the free throws.
Practice the press.
Practice that
And the
press.
press.
That press.
They'll probably get
Gotta
the
get
full
through that
court.
press.
They'll get the full court press from the opening
They will.
tip.
Yeah, no doubt about
will.
that. Look, Will Wade and his staff,
definitely
they'll
will.
see it, they'll study it, they'll work
Yeah, they
on
have
it, they'll
to.
make some tweaks. But that bench with
It was
Murray
big,
and
Rick.
Parker
It was
and
big.
Salabonga and it was huge
big.
indeed. Historic win.
Man,
Kudos
go
to Will
Pokes,
Wade.
man.
We didn't
Go
think
Pokes.
he could I didn't think he could do it, and he proved me wrong.
Yeah.
So it's going to be fun. We'll have more of this when we meet up
Yes.
again right here at CBS Lake Charles. Enjoy the games, everybody.